Ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside the Taylortown Trade Center. This is your Clash Wrestling Seize the Day 8 post show. I am Matt Bishop, joined by Professor Priest. Professor, we are inside the confines of this steel cage, and I cannot believe what just went down inside this ring tonight.
Matt Bishop, excuse me, I may have laryngitis. That match was incredible. I mean, that's going to be one of the all-time classics here in Clash Wrestling. 7 years in the making. Seize the Day 8, capping it off with a huge steel cage main event. I'm speechless. Clash Wrestling fans, the Professor is speechless.
There's a first time for everything, and what we saw here tonight, GQ Gavin Quinn successfully defends his Clash Wrestling Championship, defeating Dragon Greed. We saw power bombs off the top rope down to the canvas, and GQ picked up the win. Professor, I can't believe he did this. The man is insane. He dove off the top of the cage onto Dragon Greed's entourage, throwing caution to the wind to win the match.
Yeah, Mr. Bishop, as a man who's been in this ring, it doesn't feel good when you hit this mat. It's wood, it's steel. That's what's below this thing. And for two guys to come crashing down some 12 feet, it's just not good for your body. And as far as Gavin Quinn goes, he's had the Clash Championship now well over a year. He shows how much he means. The title means to him every time out.
A ton of heart.
He fights. He leaves it all on the line in this ring. And Dragon Greed, kudos to him. That Clash Heavyweight Championship is a prestigious title, and everybody in the locker room wants it. Every single guy back there wants a crack, and it's almost like, who's next or what's next? Is this it for Dragon Greed? Technically, Dragon Greed still thinks he's the champion because his shoulders haven't been pinned to the canvas. He has not submitted. Gavin Quinn escaping a cage doesn't necessarily, in Dragon Greed's mind, as a man who's performing in this ring, if I was Dragon Greed, I would think I still rightfully deserve the title.
Well, that's a great point, and we're going to see what happens as we move forward. February 28th, Clash of the Future right here at the Taylortown Trade Center. Now, Professor, we had other action here tonight. The tag team titles were on the line, and some controversy here. The Clash retains the titles over Jay Miller and Marion Fontaine by disqualification, but Randy Casey fired per a pre-match stipulation by Clash management.
Yeah, Randy Casey was not allowed to interfere at all in the match. No members of the Clash were supposed to interfere in that match. Randy Casey put his hands on a licensed official. The official made the decision to call a disqualification, however, on Jay Miller and Marion Fontaine due to the megaphone being involved. But Randy Casey still put his hands on a referee. The referee considered that interference in the match. Hey, by Rule 7, Section 6 in the rule book or something like that, I don't know what he said. He's a babbling little buffoon with big teeth. But he said that some rule in the book says that that's considered outside interference and Randy Casey should be fired on the spot. I made the call. Clash management, you were there, Mr. Bishop. I received a phone call, and they confirmed it, that the referee's decision is final. So they will take it under review, naturally, as we do with everything here in Clash Wrestling, and we'll see where we go from there. But kudos to the Clash. They kept the belts.
The brutality got started early here at Seize the Day 8. Elk defeats Justin Maine in a dog collar match. We haven't seen any, well, you are a dog, and we haven't seen anything like this before inside this squared circle, Professor. And don't get that look off your face. You know it's true. I'm not one to talk, but I would like to think I'm a little prettier than you.
I'm not a canine, Mr. Bishop. I do not have 4 legs. A fool, or a tail for that matter. But we did see Space Monkey. He had a tail. But let me tell you, Mr. Bishop, the Clash, we saw the dog collar match with the Clash. I wanted to make another point about them. Earlier in the night, we saw new #1 contenders at the Tag Team Championship in the Midnight Society. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out with Miller and Fontaine in the Clash. But the dog collar match was indeed, without a shadow of a doubt, a very brutal contest. One of my personal favorite matches is the dog collar match. You got two guys, they hate each other, a lot of bad blood, and you're going to lock them together by 10 feet of chain around the neck and let them beat the crap out of each other. That's pro wrestling, and that's what I love about it. And Elk coming out big. That's a big win for Elk. Justin Maine's a former heavyweight champion, and Elk hasn't been to the top in a long, long time. And that win right there could elevate him to the big dance.
Clash management is going to have a lot of interesting decisions to make. Does Dragon Greed deserve another shot? Does Elk deserve a shot? We're going to find out here in the coming weeks. Well, folks, it was an absolutely off-the-charts event here at the Taylortown Trade Center. Clash Wrestling returns here Saturday, February 28th, 8 p.m. for Clash of the Future. Joining us will be none other than former WWE superstar Marty Jannetty. So it's going to be fantastic.
Every time Marty's here, it's a party. I mean, I can't wait. I'm excited. Marty Jannetty, he's been with Clash Wrestling really for 7 years off and on. We've seen him probably 4 or 5 times, and for him to come out for Clash of the Future, it really is going to be a throwback and bringing out old Marty. It's going to be a party. I mean, Clash of the Future is going to be a blast. I can't wait, Bishop.
Well, that's going to do it for here, folks. We will have much more on Seize the Day 8 right here on the Clash Wrestling YouTube channel and at clashwrestling.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter as well, at Clash Wrestling. And Professor, where can they follow us on Instagram?
What, an Insta what?
Graham.
Is that like something you write down and send through the mail? Instantly somehow?
You are an unmitigated disaster. That's going to do it for tonight, folks. For Professor Priest, I'm Matt Bishop. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.